everyone, it's Linda McKenna from Golden Rule Senior Placement Services coming to you today on a special day. Today is July 4th. It's Independence Day. I hope you're all celebrating with your families and enjoying your day and your summertime activities. As we're celebrating today, as I had proposed to do the Tuesday talk today, is with knowing you have the freedom of choice. What did I mean by freedom of choice? And the liberty of selecting the appropriate options for our senior loved ones' future and quality of life. A lot of folks don't realize that when it comes time to select for the future for your senior loved one, that there is a choice to be had of the options that are presented towards you or with you. But more time than any that I can stress it is do not wait till it's imminent, because now you are rushing into details and having to select a facility that might be just quickly needed for now because there's availability, or there's no availability because now I'm going to be doing something else later on. The transitioning is very, very difficult as it is. So with this stressful time, you don't want to wait till it's imminent. A lot of folks do, unfortunately. And then you have lesser options and you have more restrictive measures that you have to come to. It's an obstacle. Freedom of choice has to do with the fact that with affordability, you do have a lot more options, you do have a lot more choices, but also what is in consideration, as I always tell you, the 4 pillars of needs is affordability, medical, social, and spiritual. That if it's not imminent, especially when it comes to medical, the component is that we have to make sure that it's a properly licensed facility for their needs now, or as they progress, as they get older in the disease process. So again, freedom of choice is a lot more liberal when it's not as imminent. But we also, when we are planning that day, when they're a little bit more independent now, is that we're also planning for the future, because we do not want to move them again to a facility that might not be able to take care of them under their licensure. So freedom of choice is so important, and there's a freedom of choice in a lot of things besides selecting the right facility and the affordability and the medical component is that we also have the options of going to, what a supplemental means of paying for it. It could be a veteran's benefit, it could be long-term care Medicaid. So we do have a freedom of choice in selecting that, because again, it goes by criteria. So we have time to plan for that. Also, freedom of choice. A lot of people don't realize when they are selecting their health insurance, maybe when they're very, very well, they're not going to the doctor, very often, they're younger. Health insurance sometimes becomes very restrictive, meaning that you do not have of length of stay, maybe in the hospital or rehab, or not so many ancillary options. Or when you go to the assisted living and then you have a provider that actually is convenient for your senior loved one come into that assisted living, that if they don't take your insurance, it behooves them not to use their in-house provider. You still have to go through having them being transported to their primary care physician. So there is a lot of choices to be made, choices with type of facility. You'll always hear me say, unlike maybe some other senior advisors, is that I really, yes, aesthetics of a facility is important. It has to be pleasing to the eye. But the most important thing is the care and the rendering care by ample, appropriate caregivers. And I always say, if I can't place my own mother and father there, I'm not going to recommend it to yours. We do go with many options when we have this finite view on things, meaning that we have an idea what affordability you have, what options that we're going to go after if we need supplemental income, or, means of paying for it. And then also, are they medically, appropriate for the facilities? If they're very social, we want something that is very engaging for them. Also, if they're spiritual, means of maybe services being rendered at the facility. With that whole component, I'm always going to pick out at least 5 options for you, and we kind of look at them really at a broad view before we go visiting them. So to see really what would be appropriate, because it is exhausting the day of a tour, which I equipped you with really a golden folder, of course, so you have note taking because you're not going to remember each facility, to its specifics. That's why I always ask you to even bring your phone with you or camera so you could take pictures. But we're going to do our homework prior to going to the tour, so we make sure, not that we're wasting time, that we're going to the places that are appropriate. That's the benefit of using a senior living advisor like myself, and me being an owner. You're actually speaking to the advisor that is located where you're looking, or sometimes I do out of state as well too. But again, I am a certified ALF administrator, but I do a lot of homework before we go ahead and make those choices, even if it's out of state, which I've been very successful with, even as far away as Hawaii. So with all that being said, this is a special holiday. We do have the freedom of choice on a lot of things that we do. We have the liberty of making our own decisions, not the decisions that are made for us. So why would we not have that same aspect when we're helping our senior loved ones and actually picking their future? That has to be not only that it has to be something that is a wonderful, warm environment, but that it is also a quality of life that they deserve, that's going to be rendered there as well. So without any further discussion, I want you all to enjoy your holiday, and I thank you for coming on today, and I wish you a happy July 4th, Independence Day, and I want you just to have food for thought. Really look at your parents, look at your grandparents, maybe at a distance now, but really start planning now for the future. Do not wait till it's imminent. That's one advice that I give to everybody. Please remain that always on the frontal lobe of your mind. Please don't wait, because it becomes a lot more cumbersome. And also, when you want some more information, please do go to my website. It is www.goldenruleseniorplacement.com. You'll see my bio. You'll actually see testimonials. You'll see various options. You'll actually see some resources there, but also you'll see a lot of these video talks that you could view ones from the past as well on different topics. And you could always write me a note. There's my email, my contact information there as well too. So if there's any questions, give me a call, shoot me an email. I'm here to serve you, to provide you with the right choice and the liberty of making the right decisions now versus later. You have a pleasant holiday and a blessed couple of weeks, and I'll be seeing you shortly. And thank you for viewing Tuesday Talks, and happy July 4th. Bye-bye now.